Hey everyone, so tonight is Wednesday, February 22nd, 2017. I had to think of the date. It always seems like time is like flying by. But so I always like to start out our calls with prayer. And so whether, you're go to church or not, it's totally fine. But I just always like to do that and just invite God into our team and bless us. So I'm just going to say a quick prayer and then we can dive into what we're going to do. So dear Lord, thank you for this time together tonight, and thank you for everyone that is on this call and everyone that is listening. And I just pray that you bless them in their life and that they can be a shining light for you, and that you would just bless them and their families and just watch over us in this time together tonight. And we just pray that you lead our team and that you have big blessings upon this team, and I know that you have the vision, and just be with each and every person on this team. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, so we are going to talk about things that, so who's joining on the phone?
It's Jessica.
Jessica? Okay, hey Jess. I didn't recognize your number at first.
Hi.
Who is this? Okay, so I am going to have just mute everybody's lines here, or if you can mute yourselves. That way we don't have any feedback. Sometimes it gets kind of crazy. So at the bottom of your screen there should be like a little mute button. Okay, so we are going to start tonight about what we are doing well at. So actually I shouldn't have had you guys mute yet. So I'm going to just kind of ask everybody what they feel like they're doing really awesome at. So maybe Haley, do you want to go first?
Sure. Basically like planning like what I want to do. I've been really good with that aspect of it. What I'm having trouble with is like inviting people, I guess, and getting people like connecting with them, because I only really have my friends. So I tell them about it, but now I need to reach out and find other people. So I just need to take that next step.
Okay, awesome. So you're doing well with like planning things out, and like, what do you mean? Just like kind of like your workouts, or?
Yeah, and getting a challenge group together. I was going to start one next week, but I don't have anybody yet to do it, so I don't think I'm going to, just because I don't have anybody. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go next, Holly?
Please. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. So I feel like I'm really good at relating to people about their struggle with getting healthy and losing weight. That part's really easy because I have a great struggle. I'm not so good at the inviting. I get really nervous about having to like address people individually about this. If they comment to me, it's great. I don't mind talking about it, but I guess, that's where I'm struggling right now.
Okay. So inviting, I'm going to put that as a big one that we'll talk about that tonight. Okay, and Jessica?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. I feel like I've been posting really good, but that's about it. I'm struggling with everything else.
Welcome to the club. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so those are done. Okay, so right away I'm just going to go over a few like kind of housekeeping things and just little things that I'm probably going to talk a little bit here, and then we'll get back to like, inviting and everything else. So, okay, so I'm going to talk about ranks tonight. So does everybody, you guys looked up like what, it means to rank up to like go to Emerald, Diamond? Okay, so we're good there. Has everybody kind of looked at those training videos in the Coach Online office and explored that and got their EFT set up? Okay, awesome. Okay, and then do you kind of know about like your legs, like that you have 2 legs and it takes, you know, 1 person on each leg to be emerald and all that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but where is that in the online office? I couldn't find it.
Okay, let's see here. It should be actually a training video on it. If not, I can find one on YouTube and post it too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that after the call here. Oh my gosh, I got a mouse for my computer and it's like, it was my first night using it and it's like crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna put that to my homework to find YouTube video. For the legs. Okay, so what is everybody else, like, are you guys doing personal development? Tell me what you're doing for personal development books, what books you've started on, or podcasts. Have you been listening to the National Wake Up Call?
I didn't listen to it this week. I'm going to listen to the recording tomorrow on my way to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you reading any books like The Compound Effect or Go Pro yet?
I started The Compound Effect.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. And then Holly?
Yep, I'm doing the GoPro book. I'm about halfway done with that. And then I've listened to the team calls. I haven't made the national call that they do on Mondays yet, though.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. And Jessica? Still with us? Maybe? I still lost her. I think. Okay. Awesome. So definitely, like, all our team calls are recorded. So like Haley said, I'm bad about jumping on them live, like in the winter time, because Taylor's in then. So I always like to spend time with him. So like I'll listen to the recordings myself, but in the summer I'm pretty faithful about being on, since he's out in the field planting and harvesting and all that stuff. So and then personal development is definitely something, like, I always try to read like 10 pages a day, because what is 10 pages? Like, that's not that much, like 10 minutes, you know, not even. So that's always my goal. And even if it's like in between chapters, like I just mark it and, you know, put a bookmark in there and just, you know, go from there the next day. Podcasts are great to listen to too. So if you haven't, check out that Fit Farm Wife Empire planner that is in the file section and print it out if you haven't. And then there's like podcasts in there. But for me, like, I love, you know, National Wake Up Call. I love Joel Osteen. I listen to also Evangel Church, because their pastor actually comes down and speaks to us. I'm sure, Holly, you're probably familiar with that, being closer to Bismarck and in North Dakota. But, you know, I really like his messages too. And then, let's see, I also like the Chalene Johnson podcast, like Build Your Tribe and the Chalene Show. Those are also really awesome. Like, if you've done any Chalene workouts, like, she is just amazing and so positive, and just her voice, like, it's just like, you just feel awesome after you listen to her calls. So she had a closet one like a few weeks ago here, like about reorganizing your closet, and like it was just so awesome. Like, it just made me want to go reorganize my closet. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, talked about that. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about doing your power hours. So I'm going to kind of just give you a rundown. And I've been lately for Team Cup. So our Team Cup team is me, Holly, Holly McFarlane from Canada, and Sandra Urish and Nicole Emmons and Jessica, who's on the call tonight. And so I've been talking in the group about doing your threes. So what I mean by that is by adding 3 new friends a day. So people that you have like mutual friends with, or I suggest adding yourself to groups, like Facebook groups. Like, for example, I'm added to a few different farm wife groups, or like country ladies or women in ag. And so I look through those ladies, like I go into the members and I look through them, and then I see, okay, like this lady looks like, you know, she's probably newly married. Maybe she might have 1 or 2 kids. She looks kind of like within my age range, and she's smiling. She has a nice profile picture. And we have even a few mutual friends. Great. I'm going to send her a friend request. So you got to kind of think of those things too. Like, think of what your hobbies are. So maybe you like to collect chickens, or like chicken figurines, not chickens. But and so you found a group that is into collecting chicken figurines. And so you start adding ladies, you know, that look like they're your niche, like age range, your, you know, kind of, you know, all those things that look like you could be BFFs with this person. And so you send them a friend request. So that's part of it. So adding 3 new people a day, or even going through your friends list that you have right now, and then finding people from their friends. So like friends of friends of friends that you guys maybe have met before in person, or maybe you haven't met at all. So, and I know it's weird adding people as friends that you don't know, but get over it, because you want to know them. So you're going to get to know them. It's not, you're not adding just random people. You're going to get to know these people. And so the other thing is the 3. So, and then posting 3 times a day. So morning, noon, night, make sure that you're doing your posts. And that's super important. So doing, you know, 1 Beachbody related post a day. And it doesn't have to be like, hey, look at, you know, Susie Jones, she lost, you know, 5 pounds from Insanity or whatever, you know, what they want to see about you. So be sharing your workouts, be, you know, looking at Jessica said that she's doing awesome, and she is doing awesome with posting. So she's doing awesome with sharing like her fitness journey, and also sharing her life, because I want to know more about you guys. And so that's how I see those things, is on Facebook, and getting to know you better too by your posting. So I'm being relatable. And then the other thing is 3 new convos a day. So what I always do is I always message people randomly of my new friends. So I don't like, you know, instantly message one of my new friends like, hey girl, how's it going? Because that would be kind of creepy. I let them sit on my Facebook page a little bit, and then within the next like week I would message them. And I just kind of go, you know, up, you know, how you can go into your new friends like recently added, and then that's where I go. So I just send them a non-Beachbody related message. So I'm actually just going to show you guys what I am talking about. So let me just go into somebody's Facebook message here. Let's see, that's probably not a good one. Let me go into let me see. I'm just trying to find a good one that I can go into. Okay, I think I found one. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you ladies. Alrighty. So hopefully you can see this. Can I put this aside here? Okay, so this is somebody that she signed up and got a challenge pack, but she actually started messaging me. So this is a little bit different, but she was kind of asking me, but I want to go over this too. So this is kind of how I have my conversations with somebody that I'm like currently talking to. So I ask kind of like, what are her health and fitness goals, like right here. And then she kind of tells me, and then I ask, okay, like, awesome, like, what type of workouts do you enjoy doing? And this is like, I have an order to this. So first question to ask when you're talking to somebody like that, they said, yes, I want to be a part of your challenge group. So I always ask, like, what are your health and fitness goals? Number one. Number two is what type of workouts do you like doing? Number three would be, how is your energy throughout the day? Number four would be, what do you typically eat for breakfast? Number five is, what foods do you typically crave? And then number six would be, how much time do you have to commit to a workout program? Like 30 minutes, less, more? And then the very last one would be, if I would send you a few workout programs, you know, like YouTube videos, when could you watch them by? And so even if you go back to your initial conversation with me, I'm sure you would find some of those similar questions. And so it's just pretty basic, but I like to ask a lot of questions to find out more information. So another one, let me see here. I'm just trying to think of people that I've signed up recently. Let's see here. Here might be a good one. Okay, so this is a great example about how to have a conversation, like just a random conversation. So I sent this originally like a while back, but I just basically thanked or, you know, congratulated her on her pregnancy and asked her when she was due. Excuse me. And then kind of told her that, like, we ranch, and, you know, kind of related to her, you know, over liking my like page, and I wanted to thank her for reaching out to me. And then she kind of just went into about how, you know, her pregnancy and their farming. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And then I think I actually invited her later on, because she was actually a part of a challenge group, that a free group, like a 5-day clean eating group or whatever. So that's kind of what I do, I guess, for a conversation. And then basically what I come back and say, like after, so I usually like let this random conversation just continue on for however long. And then typically like a week or a week and a half later, I will come back and send, let's see, where is it? I'm going to come back and send, where is a good message here? Send this message. So I would say, hey girl, how have you been? You've been on my heart, and I would love to personally invite you to my March Health and Fitness group. We will be reading the book or devotional True Beauty, which is optional, and it's a really fun motivational group to be a part of, and I would love to get to know you better. Have you ever been a part of a challenge group before? And then in the end, do you have anything fun planned this weekend? So I always try to ask, like, you know, I invite them to the challenge group, but then I also ask, like, hey, how by the way, how have you been? So that's typically like what I like to do. Does that help at all? Seeing that? Okay. And you just want to make it like as normal as possible. And I know it's super uncomfortable like that sometimes, like, still it's hard for me sometimes, especially for people that you know, it's even harder, I feel. But I just try to make it as normal and you know, average as possible, and not make it salesy, and just, you know, like continue that conversation, you know, as long as it can go, like that first initial conversation. And like, it's crazy. Sometimes you can relate over the dumbest stuff, like movies or, you know, whatever. Or even just, I know I've been talking to people lately that have kids, because my husband and I have been talking more and more about starting a family sometime down the road here soon. And so, like, don't get too excited because it's always off yet. But, so it's always fun to relate to new moms and be like, hey, like, how's being a new mom? You know, like, we have total baby fever over here, and I'm just excited to be a new mom. You know, what's the hardest part about being a new mom? And just kind of talk to them about that. Or even Holly, with your background, you know, being a nurse, you know, you can relate to other nurses. So that's the cool thing. And nurses are usually, since they're in the healthcare profession, like, they want to try to be as healthy as possible. And it is tough because you guys have to deal with a lot of like sickness, like flus and weird, crazy illnesses over the years. So it is good to like have that immune system boost from Shakeology to keep yourself well, because you have to take care of those people. So you're almost kind of like a mom to everybody and you have to stay well. So, and same with you, Haley, like there's so many other like farm girls out there that you can relate to that, you know, love horses and, you know, and farming and whatever that you can relate to too in so many different groups. Another type of group to add is anything local, like that people sell things on, like rummage sale groups, and then go in there and look for your niche, like that type of person that you want to target. And that's another good good resource to be on too. And then so the threes are the 3 new friends a day, 3 new convos, 3 posts, and 3 challenge group invites. And this is what I do every single day. If I have my goals every day, but this right here is my goal. So if I don't get this done in a day, I don't feel like I was being successful. So I always try to do this every single day. And so far, like this month, it has been my most consistent month when I've done this every single day. And right now I'm sitting at Success Club 15 in my account and Success Club 2 in my husband's account. And granted, it's Team Cup, so I have been trying to put more into my account. I just had to add to my husband's account so that way his volume would stay equal. So that's the only reason that I had to do that. But doing this works. And I can tell you that, like, it works. This is seriously the secret sauce, doing these the threes, I like to call it. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time. Like, you can do these power pockets. Like, for me, I do a power pocket in the morning. So, like, after my workout, while I'm eating my breakfast or drinking Shakeology, I will be doing birthday messages. So I send everybody whose birthday it is a private message. And that is also key. I just say, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day and a great week. Do you have any fun or special plans to celebrate today? And just smiley face and lots of exclamation points. And that is another key, because people love when you wish them a happy birthday. They love that you're thinking of them and, oh, that's so nice of you, you know, and those are great people to, guess what, a couple weeks later, invite to a challenge group. So those are also key things that I do too, along with my power hour. So I always do the birthday messages right away in the morning. And then over my lunch hour, that's when I usually do 3 new combos, the 3 invites, and then, you know, posting, of course, throughout the day. You won't want to have 3 posts right in a row and say, oh, yeah, I'm done with my posts today. So, yeah, that's what I do every day, and that's it. It's really it. Okay, so the other things, before we move on from that, I guess, is there any questions so far? Okay, did that help? Like, yes, like, great. Okay. Okay, so are you posting on social media, or do others know that you're a coach? So that's a huge one, because you guys know my story, and that I think I've told everybody that I could have signed up with a totally different coach. She was from Canada. Her and I are still friends on Facebook, but sometimes I feel like, gosh, I feel kind of bad, because like I knew her before I knew Rose, and we were friends first. And so I kind of feel like I stabbed her in the back, but I honestly didn't know that she was a coach. So always make sure that you're posting, and what you are posting is posting valuable content to other people. Like, before you hit post, you always want to think, is this of value to anyone? And number 2, could people tell that I'm a coach from this post? So you want to try to always be inspiring, be a leader, be confident, share your journey, be relatable, just kind of those things that you can, tell by posting. The other thing is, people love engagement posts. So I lately have a lot of friends that are expecting. And so I've been actually thinking about doing like some sort of post like, hey, new moms, like, what is your favorite or best, gift that you've gotten for your baby? That's most useful, because I have so many friends that are pregnant right now and that I need to buy gifts for. So that's a good one. So it doesn't always have to be like about you, or I don't know. One time I think I posted about like, what do you order at Applebee's? Because like I feel like that's the only restaurant that Taylor and I go to consistently in Jamestown, and because it's the only really like decent one that Jamestown has, which is sad. So but so I asked, like, what does everybody get at Applebee's? Because I feel like every time I go there I always order the same thing. So yeah, that's typically like just something, you know, crazy like that off the wall, and people love to comment and, you know, have somebody have their opinion. The other thing is to do a coming out post. So Holly, I know you did yours this week and that was awesome. So Haley too, that's something that maybe I would definitely start thinking about and doing like a picture and doing like a little coming out post kind of. Did you do yours yet? I don't think you did, right, Haley?
I did it for the Rockin' the Basics, and then
Okay.
I shared that on my personal page, but I think
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I would definitely share it to, yeah, your personal page and your like page. Both of them would be great. But yeah, so okay, so both of you have kind of done that, but it's definitely, since you're going to be adding more people, I always like to incorporate like that I have RA, and that like even today, like I didn't want to do my workout because lately it's been ugly here and it's raining and my joints hurt. And getting up in the morning early sucks to do your workout because I'm stiff and sore. And so I always like to kind of incorporate that, because people will be like, oh my gosh, you have RA? I didn't know that. I have arthritis too. Or I don't know, there's just always new parts of your story that you can share, I feel, because you're going to be adding new people that don't know you and you don't know them either. So that's the other thing, and just being really real and relatable. So I actually, the coach that I almost signed up with, I always like to give this example too because she has a lot of cool posts. But she actually has 2 kids, and her last baby that she had, she suffered really bad with postpartum depression. And I know like we haven't had to deal with that. So, but anyway, she was really scared about sharing that with everyone. And she did it anyway, and she actually helped a lot of other moms that are dealing with that. And you know, being a part like of a challenge group has really helped her, and just kind of those things that like being in a group team setting that, you know, you get support from others. And I know that a lot of other people like were able to relate to that. So sometimes those big scary posts that make you feel like you want to throw up, those are the best ones. And I can definitely tell you this too, because there's been posts where I'm like, oh, I want to post this. Like, I feel like this before picture was terrible, and I didn't have my makeup up. I didn't look cute, but I shared it anyway. And I got so many likes and so many comments like, you look so awesome. And so it's really cool to see that feedback too. So definitely be thinking about that. And that's another thing, to be really accountable, because I know when I did that poll in our team page that some people were struggling with being more accountable to their own journey. So think about that after picture. And that's what I always like to say is, you know, do you really want that cookie? Or do you want to think about that after picture, you know, like of your 21-day fix journey? Or, you know, do you want the cookie? So, and of course, like I love cookies a lot. So I always tell people like I could be probably a lot thinner and more muscular, but I love my sweets too much. So that is my downfall in life. Okay, so we are also going to talk about the memory jogger. So be thinking of people that would be great clients and great coaches. So there's kind of two, you know, there's kind of a fine line between that group, I guess, between clients and coaches, because clients sometimes like to be clients first before they become a coach, like Haley, for you example. And then I've also have Sandra on our team too. She was a client first. She quit her account and then she came back and wanted to do coaching. So those are cool examples. But definitely be thinking of people who would be a good client. So people like relatives that you can say, hey, I'm just a new Beachbody coach and I just wanted you to, you know, rate my challenge group, basically. So that way they would have to buy a challenge pack, be in your challenge group, and then they could give you feedback. Somebody that you trust and want their feedback, not the creepy uncle who is like mean all the time. So be thinking of that, and then be also thinking of coaches. So somebody that's organized, disciplined, somebody that's maybe already into health and fitness. You know, so maybe somebody that, you know, is a treadmill junkie or somebody like that, that just, you know, maybe works out for an hour a day on the treadmill but never sees those results. So those are good people to think about too. The other thing to think about is your spouse or boyfriend / parent sign up. So parents, boyfriends, best friends, those are great people to target also because they'll probably won't be a lifelong customer, but they'll at least get you up to Emerald. And so I always like to say that it's important to hit Emerald within like your first 14 to 28 days of being a coach. Why is that? Just because it gets your momentum going, and you'll keep that momentum because life in this coaching business is all about hitting Emerald and Emerald again and again and again and again. So basically, if you can hit it once, you'll hit it again and you'll hit it again. And so that's basically what it is just duplicating that hitting Emerald. So signing people up. And I always sign people up as discount coaches. I don't ever give that option to sign up as a customer because that will help get your volume up as your team. And for me, like my paychecks lately have been mainly volume cycles. So that's been incredible. So my team volume cycles have been like my paycheck, I think this week is like over $300, and most of that is team volume cycles. So that's pretty cool. So I think what we are going to try, let's see. Oh, the last thing is Coach Basics. So there will be a new Teamorize Coach Basics starting really soon, and I'll get everybody added. Haley, you were kind of in that one. Do you want to be in it again?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will get you in that. Check that off. Talked about that. Okay, so last thing I wanted to do is do a mock conversation. So I am going to be the needy customer. And you guys can be coaches and try to help me like find the program. I'm going to have Holly. You are going to do the initial conversation with me. So like, the hey girl message. And then Haley, you are going to invite me to the challenge group. Okay. All right. So Holly, you go first. Unmute. You have to unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
I thought I pushed unmute. I guess it didn't work. Okay. Sorry, I'm not really good at this kind of stuff.
That's okay. This is what this is for. It's all practice.
Okay. So, like, I send you a message like, hey, obviously you guys farm too. So do we. Where are you guys at? What do you farm? What do you grow?
Hey, Holly. It's great to meet you. I am a farmer's wife, and we live in South Central North Dakota. And we have cattle, and we live on the same farm with my in-laws. And we grow mostly soybeans and corn. And I work off the farm as well as a drafter at a small town lumber yard. And yeah, that's me. Tell me more about you. Like, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun?
Hey, that's so interesting. We pretty much have the same life, LOL. We farm with our in-laws too. We have Gelbvieh cows. They're the pretty awesome ones that look like Oreos, so they're pretty special to us. I'm a nurse at our little tiny hospital here in town, and when I'm not busy working or helping the hubby on the farm, I just love to hang out with my two puppies, read, and just be outside.
Awesome. So I love being outside too. And see, this conversation could keep going and going. And like, we only have like 5 minutes left, but we could talk about dogs. I could say, hey, we don't have any dogs or really pets, but my in-laws' dog passed away actually over Christmas this past year. And it's been kind of hard without her because she was 14 years old. And, we could keep talking on and on about this. So that's kind of how that goes. And see how easy that is? It's not hard at all.
Yeah.
Okay, great job. So Haley, it is your turn. So it's fast forward. It's March 1st, let's say.
Okay. So I have a challenge group starting, and I know that you are interested in the health and fitness. Is this something that you think that you'd be interested in?
Okay, great. I'm going to stop you right there. So first thing I would ask is say, hey, how are you? Hey, girl, hey, how are you? Or, hey, Susie, hey, Alex, whatever, whoever you're talking to, how are you? So I always ask that question first. And then say, hey, I've been thinking about you because we have, like you said, and just kind of describe it a little bit more into depth. Like, it's a really motivating, inspirational group, and we like to, share healthy tips and whatever. You don't have to word vomit on them per se, but just definitely just describe it, and we're reading this book this month, or, whatever. And then say, is this, instead of saying interested, because interested screams salesy. At least for me it does. So I always like to say, do you think this is something you would like to be a part of? So just think of those words too, like when you're doing those words, like interested, I don't know. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but I always say a part of. Because it's a group setting, you're a part of that. You're a part of a team almost, So yeah, say that. And then ask, like, so tomorrow's Thursday, so you can say, do you have any fun plans for the weekend? Or are you doing anything fun? And say, like, oh, I don't know, I just don't have any plans, just staying at home or something, like something easy, or you don't even have to say anything. So I'm going to shoot it back to you, Haley, and then you can try it again.
Hey girl, how have you been?
Good. How have you been?
I have been great. This week has been dragging on, but the weekend's coming up and I hope to get a lot done here on the farm. Do you have any plans this weekend?
We do not. It's just kind of going to be a weekend in.
Oh, fun. Would here be like, I just have a hard time of like.
So in between that, so I always ask, like, hey, how are you? And then, like, that's your first kind of like little paragraph, like, and then your next one would be like, hey, I've been thinking about you. Okay. Then kind of invite. And then the last one would be like, do you have any fun plans for this weekend? Or you could just do like I liked how you did that, is like, hey girl, how have you been? How's your week been going? And then say, this week has just been flying by, and then let them respond. Because most of the time, like sometimes you'll get crickets from just sending that invitation right away, but most people will respond to, hey, how are you? How's your week going? I've been thinking about you,
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot it back over to Holly and then start asking me. So I've said, yes, I want to be a part of this challenge group. I want to know more about it. So I don't know. I'm just clueless. So.
Okay. So tell me a little bit, what are your fitness goals? What are you looking to achieve?
Well, I would really like to lose a few pounds and just really get that six-pack before summer.
Okay, that's a great goal. So what kind of workouts do you like to do? Do you like to dance? Do you like to use weights, all cardio?
Oh man, I really kind of like a combination of everything, because I'm a big person of getting bored, and I'll stick with it for like a week and then I quit. So I need that accountability. And so I'm going to switch it over to Haley.
I understand that you get bored. I do too, very easily. If I were to send you a link to some videos, when do you think that you'd be able to watch them by? It's of the different workouts that we offer.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. Okay, so you did great by saying that first part, like trying to talk to them a little bit more. That's what I do too. So we have less than a minute. So if we get cut off, I'm sorry. But I'll definitely post the recording up tonight yet. So, okay, so then I would say is ask them another question. Like ask them like, how's your energy throughout the day? Because Shakeology helps that. Or like, what do you